Call, Haloyim La, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rekak. I want to give a double honors to the apostles and elders that prophesied and rule well for the hopeful 144 and the 1/3 of Yasharallah, who this world refers to as Israel, starting at the house of Great Millstone. Shalom to you, Akim, who teach and learn in sincerity. Shalom to the Akwith, who learn in sincerity. This is your brother, Kanan, out of Indianapolis camp. And I wanted to name this the E-ffect. And the E has a little parentheses between, but it's still connected to the word. The E-ffect of spiritual Babylon on earth. And you see how the copyright Fair Right Use Act, because I will be pulling some slides, okay? And I don't want YouTube's to bring me down, okay? Because they've done it before. Salakia. Okay, this is Job 13:4. But ye are forgers of lies. Ye are physicians of no value. Now, who was this talking to? This is referred to the evil, to the wicked, which Job chapter 9:24 told you who the wicked are. He covered the faces of the judges. Okay, starting with Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, whose face did they cover him with? Caesar Borgia. Okay, so-called Caucasian, going back to Edom. Okay, you pull $1 out of your pocket. Who's on that? Who's on that dollar? Okay, that's the judge that they are today after they covered the Renaissance era. Okay, all right. Reason why they took the Maccabees out of the Bible, but yet you still swear on it in a courtroom. All right. So I hope that I've established who I through the scriptures believe the wicked are. So, but ye are forgers of lies, ye are physicians of no value. So we're going into spiritual Babylon, which is the United States. All right, I'm gonna give you a couple examples here of who these people are.
Keisel paints the picture of a somewhat modern country. The Ba'ath regime provided free healthcare and education for virtually everyone. Proportionally, Iraq had a very large middle class. But, as has been well documented, the bombing campaign during the Gulf War was one of the most ferocious in modern history. Human Rights Watch would describe the destruction in abysmal terms. Quote, "The recent conflict has wrought near-apocalyptic results upon the economic infrastructure of what had been, until January 1991, a rather highly urbanized and mechanized society. Now, most means of modern life support have been destroyed or rendered tenuous. Iraq has, for some time to come, been relegated to a pre-industrial age." The air campaign targeted vast quantities of critical civilian infrastructure, including water treatment facilities, food processing plants, food and seed storage warehouses, flour mills, and even a dairy plant. Being a modern country, Iraq was heavily reliant on electricity, and the deliberate bombing of its electrical grid decimated essential services such as water purification and distribution, sewage removal and treatment, the operation of hospitals and medical laboratories, and agricultural production. A Harvard study team would report on the ground on the effects of not only the bombing, but also the notorious sanctions placed on the country all the way to the second invasion. According to them, war damage and continued sanctions led to a virtual collapse of basic public services such as healthcare, water supply, food distribution, sewage, and sanitation. Pathogenic microbes born in the contaminated water supplies are creating epidemic levels of waterborne diseases. Typhoid, gastroenteritis, and cholera are epidemic. Though many quibble over the number of just how many died from starvation and disease, a figure of 500,000 children was given to then UN Ambassador Madeleine Albright by reporter Leslie Stahl.
We have heard that 500,000 children have died. I mean, that's more children than died in Hiroshima. And
Not this time, Esau. Salakia.
you know, is the price
That was on me.
Stahl.
that 500,000 children have died? I mean, that's more children than died in Hiroshima. And you know, is the price worth it?
I think this is a very hard choice, but we think the price is worth it.
Iraq would hit rock bottom in 1994. Hospitals ran out of medicines and even soap to wash bedding.
In Hiroshima. And we have heard that 500,000 children have died. I mean, that's more children than died in Hiroshima. And you know, is the price worth it?
I think this is a very hard choice, but we think the price is worth it.
Iraq would hit rock bottom in all.
So what we have right now as a review, when it comes to Babylon, they gives a F about you, okay? They gives a fuck about you. Ain't no reason to pardon my language. And you heard it straight from the whore's mouth of Babylon. We think all those children's deaths were justified. Not even the lives alone, even if they would have been soldiers. But we think all those children's lives was justified. For what? To conquer their mean. What's the mean? What's spiritual Babylon known for? Lowercase God. Guns, oil, drugs. Okay? Come on now. So I'm going to read this one more time. Job 13:4. But ye are forgers of lies. What did you hear them say? Those sanctions crippled them? What was the sanctions needed for? From the United States all the way over there. What was we accomplishing by policing them? Okay? Other than to rob, steal, and kill. Ye are physicians of no value. Now I'm taking this over to Habakkuk 2:5. Ye also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home. Once again, we think it was justified to be over in Iraq killing all those people, okay? Who enlarges his desires as hell. When you call doing all those bombings hell, hell is a condition on earth, okay? So when you're in the middle of a war, which spiritual Babylon, aka America, will soon come to find out with her virgin ass. When you're in the middle of a war, you're in hell. You're in hell conditions. Man, and you've seen them on movies, but it's coming to a home near you. As you see these troops are being dropped off in neighborhoods. Okay? And is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations. Isn't that their plan? And heapeth unto him all people. Isn't this the boiling pot right here? And not only if you're not hearing spiritual Babylon, this is why I call the whole world Babylon, because they've tainted everywhere you go. Everywhere you go, even our arch rival China has resemblance of Babylon. Okay, you can't get around it. The earth is given to the hands of the wicked. And the wicked just don't reside here in spiritual Babylon. Fucking Putin is the wicked. He's an Edomite. He can't get around it. Edomites can't get around who they are. They've been set up all over the world to do one thing: bring this world down. So Yahweh Shai can bring this world back up under righteousness, okay? They've had their rulership. They've had their wickedness. And we're going to get to that too. This is Salakia. Ezekiel. I'm staring right at it. I need some glasses, Akim. Salakia. Staring right at it, couldn't see it. This is Ezekiel 35:6. Therefore, as I live, saith Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Abba, Abba of who? Yasharallah. Who is that? Israel. You so-called African Americans, Native Americans, and Hispanics. And speckled birds. Your father goes back to Israel, his seed, but you look like other nations. Your mom may be that other nation. Your father may look like that other nation, but come back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Okay? I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee, saith thou host. Salakia. I want to start that over, period. This is Ezekiel 35:6. Therefore, as I liveth, saith Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Abba, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Since thou hast not hated blood, who is he speaking to? Edom. Even blood shall pursue thee. And I'm gonna prove this. But first, I want to get another one of these clips for you.
Group responsible for fomenting Saddam Hussein's ousting. Chalabi would be propped up as a candidate for the future leader of a liberated Iraq. What's obvious now is that his intelligence was, again, total bullshit. In fact, Chalabi eventually switched his allegiance and began feeding intelligence to Iran after the invasion. His importance, though, cannot be overlooked.
That's not an accident. That's not an accident that he switched sides and that he was allowed to and he's still living. That's what Rothschild, Rockefeller, whoever, DuPonts, they've been doing this since the beginning. They fund both sides of a war. That means they have to have intelligence on both sides. Remember, all of this is created off of lies, okay? So you have to have a background story for a lie.
Advisor Richard Pearl, one of the neoconservatives who's considered to be one of the architects of the Iraq War, Ahmed Chalabi's organization, the INC, has been without question the single most important source of intelligence about Saddam Hussein. And it was Chalabi's so-called intelligence that would fill the pages of the New York Times. In an embarrassing internal email to Times colleague John Burns, Judith Miller admitted that Ahmed Chalabi, quote, has provided most of the front-page exclusives on WMD to our paper. The importance of Miller's reporting can't be overlooked either. One of the most punchy sound bites from this era, the one where the smoking gun turns into a mushroom cloud, that was a quote from Miller's article from September 8th, 2000. In 2000.
It could come in the form of a mushroom cloud.
I believe that you helped the administration take us to the most devastating mistake in foreign policy that we've made in 100 years. But you seem lovely.
Combat for the Iraq War began on March 20th, 2003, while it was still the evening of March 19th in the United States. Like the war itself, the initial attack was based on bullshit intelligence. Saddam was supposedly at a complex of houses west of the Tigris River called Dura Farms. He wasn't, and they lobbed cruise missiles and 2,000-pound bombs at nothing. In the 6 long weeks of the 1991 Gulf War, the U.S. Navy had fired 288 Tomahawk cruise missiles. On the second day of the 2003 invasion, on March 21st, U.S. forces would fire over 500 in a single day. From March 20th to May 2nd, the weeks of, quote, major combat, U.S. forces dropped more than 30,000 bombs on Iraq, as well as 20,000 precision-guided missiles, which was 67% of the total number ever made. 1,800 aircraft flew 41,000 sorties in just the first month of the war. According to Central Command Chief...
Okay, I just read where you like to pursue death. You love blood. You have no problem against blood. You like eating raw blood. You like causing blood. That's who you are. So, vocab, question for you. You just heard all those bombs mentioned. If you caught this video, hypothetically you watched this video, you just heard all those United States bombs dropped. I'm gonna give you the verses that takes me to. Okay, this is what comes into mind. Genesis 27. Starting at 38. And Esau said unto his father, hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And normally I laugh when I read that part because it's intriguing to me. It's funny. But oh well. And Esau his father answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth. Okay, don't we live on earth? And of the dew of the heavens from above. Okay, and the dew is what's created in the morning. So once again, referring to the ground that we walk on. And by thy sword shall thou live, and shall serve thee brother. And it shall come to pass, when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off his neck. And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. What was Jacob given? Heaven, eternal, salvation. Okay, you so-called African Americans, Native Americans, and Hispanics, we got a lot to look for, at least, on the other side. But we have to have faith to endure this side of what's coming. And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then will I slay my brother Jacob. Okay, but once again, he's been given dominion over the earth. Okay, so it's not just Jacob he's slaying all other nations, all other 17 nations combined. And that's why they're all going to have a hand in his downfall. Now let's go get this 40. I want to look up sword. H2718.
Strong's H2719. Cherev.
H2719. Salakia. Okay. Sword, knife, tool for cutting stone. Well, no. I was hoping it was going dagger, axe. Okay, tool. I'll be comfortable with tool because actually the sword is a weapon. It's just a weapon, okay? And modern day swords are everything from your pistol to the actual steel cutting sword to, like they say, poison in the water, poison in the food. That's the source of a sword. We know that the government does that, causing all these diseases, the C-hip, the Maxina. All of those are swords. And definitely these missiles are swords. The missiles that they dropped in Iraq was a very great example of swords, okay? So, vocab, you still say these are not the Edomites, right? It's another nation that's got all this killing, stealing, and destroying going on. All right, robbing. NATO stands for over 70 years of robbing and raping women and privileging and stealing in other nations. And who is the leader of NATO? Spiritual Babylon, okay? For real. To the point where the Egyptians hate is against the Egyptians now. You hate yourself. And I spoke on that Job 24 earlier, Job 9 and 24, so let's go get it. The earth is given unto the hands of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? Did he not cover up Gaddafi? Gaddafi's plan to go back to the gold standard, and even Saddam, who worked for them. Saddam Hussein was a CIA agent. They set him up. They still took him out of there too when things was prospering and looking good for them. Okay. Now my days are swifter than a post. They flee away. They see no good. But see, the Lord has also said, blessed are our eyes to see this day. See, we're in this day where they're about to implement the C-hip and push it right down your throat. No, no ifs, ands about it. The only protection is Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, his elect. Okay? The rest of you guys are either going to get it or get dealt with. It's just a promise. All right. I'm taking this over to Psalms 58, starting at 2. Yea, in your heart ye work wickedness. Ye weigh the violence of your hands in the earth. Is that not what they've been doing? And what are they doing now? What is Biden trying to do to us now? Trying to destroy and conquer from within. You know, he's making the United States instantly the enemy of the United States, which is already written in legislation. Yeah, Rex 84. Okay, do your research. All of the citizens are enemies against the government. Okay, that's been written into. The wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. Didn't I just show you that video? Dude, look. I think I have here goes the example again.
It could come in the form of a mushroom cloud.
I believe that you helped the administration take us to like the most devastating mistake in foreign policy that we've made in like 100 years. But you seem lovely.
Combat for the Iraq War began
right?
on March 20th, 2003.
Okay. And look, while I'm at it, this wasn't meant for no specific order. How you gonna tell me that the people capable of doing this? And this goes back to you, Vocab. That's a northern tribe of my people, and the southern tribe right there, Judah and the northern tribe led by Issachar. But he looks like of course, with the dress piece, I'm gonna say a Godite like me. But regardless, you think that for a second I'm gonna trust the people that did this to my people? Came over, stole my land, and brought my brethren over here in chains to serve them, okay? And we understand all due to disobedience. And this, I'll never get over this. I'm supposed to trust this person, Vocab. That's not the wicked. That's not Esau. That's not Edom, described in the Bible. Well, you got me fucked up, piece of shit. I can't wait till we pass you around like a month, man. Pass you around like some toy at an orphanage. That's how we gonna treat you, bro, like an orphanage toy. And believe me, I know the feeling. I've been there. I know exactly what I'm saying when it come out of my mouth. We gonna treat you like that orphanage toy, okay? Yeah, let me get it. I got it next. We ain't gonna fight over you, though. We ain't gonna have to. We're gonna have a clear conscience, okay? This is John 8:44. Ye are of your father, the devil. Now, this is Yahweh Shai speaking to Yasharallah, Israel, and so am I. I'm sticking right to the point. And the lust of your father ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning and abhorred not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speak a lie, what did they just said? It may come in the form of a mushroom cloud. Yeah, if you cause it. He speaketh of his own will, for he is a liar and the father of it. Okay? And I'm not going to read 45 because that does not apply to now. But this does. Who is that? That's a Jake.
He has not developed any significant capability with respect to weapons of mass destruction. He is unable to project conventional power against his neighbors.
Became this.
We know that Saddam Hussein is determined to keep his weapons of mass destruction. He's determined to make more.
And not only the Bush administration, but also, of course, the liberal media, most notoriously being the work of Judith Miller of the New York Times. Miller got the ball rolling as early as December.
Let me get that one more time for y'all. For you of your father, the devil.
He is unable to project conventional power against his neighbors.
Became this.
We know that Saddam Hussein is determined to keep his weapons of mass destruction. He's determined to make more.
And not only the Bush administration, but also, of course, the liberal media, most notoriously being the work.
Keeping up in these scriptures. This is Proverbs 11:21. Though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not go unpunished. So, pal, you're gonna catch hell for that one. You know, you got to come back and deal with this. If I'm not mistaken, you went on to pass away. But the Lord is reserving judgment for your wicked lies, going hand in hand with spiritual Babylon. And you knew it too. One minute, Saddam, who worked for the CIA, is not a threat. The next minute, they're using the token COON to put it out there. You know, I noticed that a lot, that you use a lot of, and it's a lot of Judah that gets put right into, especially Fox News is good for using Judah like that. And Issachar too, but mainly Judah. You know, it's some bad news got to come through our lips, huh? To be received. You gotta put that on us. So once again, Proverbs 11 and 21. Though hand join in hand. So you know, though you put on those nice suits and go rub elbows and go to the think tanks and think about how to destroy your own people with these people and many other people. And I really got off point. I was talking about TD Snakes and you so-called churches and shit, that 501c3. That's what kind of hit my heart right there. But you got to say General Powell, his influences led directly to death. You know, so do these pastors, though. I mean, you leading our people to go through curses. So, okay. So one more time. Proverbs 11 and 21. Though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not go unpunished, but the seed of the righteous shall be delivered from all this chaos that's coming to this place. The virgin spiritual Babylon that is yet to receive what she's dished out. You know, that bully that's about to get knocked on his ass when the bell ring and can't even comprehend it yet. He still got that macho, but he don't know that little Tony got some brass knuckles and he going right across his head as soon as they step in the hallway. He gonna get smacked across his head. He gonna start crying, and a whole bunch of fists is coming at him because he's been picking on a whole bunch of people. And they told little Johnny, man, we got your back, bro. We got your back, and they mean it. So, you know, that's how I like in this place. Okay, and I pray that this was edifying. I want to leave this like this. This is Revelations 18. Standing afar off for the fear of her turmoil, saying, Arise, the great city Babylon, the mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment coming. And I know I could do better than that. Revelations 18 and 10. Standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, Arise, the great city Babylon, spiritual Babylon, that mighty city, that mighty whore, America. For in 1 hour is thy judgment come. All right, and that's how soon it's gonna take. You're gonna be sitting here one moment thinking about tomorrow's plans, thinking about adultery, thinking about all type of sickness and madness, plotting, planning, doing things you shouldn't be doing, scheming, getting your hair ready for that wedding, and then that cloud's gonna come and it's gonna start raining on us. Okay, and if you're not of the elect, then you don't have any respect. If you don't have Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, you're gonna die. And with that, I pray that this was edifying. Shalom.